Okay, so good morning everyone. So for today, what we're gonna be doing would be two things. So number one would be we're gonna be going through your problem set one. So like what I mentioned earlier, thank you so much for taking the time for multiple attempts. I know medyo frustrating na it's the last problem na mahirap, so pinapaulit-ulit niyo yung theory, tapos nag-shuffle pa siya. But I think the general idea there is that kailangan parang paulit-ulit siya para it's very quick na lang when it comes to your quizzes. For quizzes moving forward, the structure or the format I'm anticipating would be 25 items siya generally per topic. 10 would be theory. So that's basically multiple choice or very short answers. Na not solving. And then 15 na solving, 2 points each. So roughly you'll get around 6 to 7 items. So like for the quiz on Thursday, it's gonna be like 4 to 5 short problems na 2 points each, and then mga 1 point each in terms of the moving. And then aside from that, given the limited time, I'll also carve out from time to time. So this depends on quiz basis. Pero meron isang section na mahirap siya, pero it will serve as bonus points. So parang out of 25, there's actually gonna be like 35 points worth of answering. So ideally, you'd answer the proper 25. Pero kung pare, mas mahirap yung bonus than the normal. But if you're able to do it, then that would just ensure na you'll be able to get a higher or a perfect score in terms of the quizzes. So that's how it usually works. So like what I've mentioned, in terms of problem set, our mindset naman talaga is that rather than getting the right answers, it's really more about mastering what we've discussed last session, right? So in terms of like the parang critical things that you need to know in terms of the conceptual framework, these are just three major things. Number one, kailangan you're just very familiar when it comes to the definitions of accounting, particularly ano ba yung mga principles and assumptions that govern the framework. The second one would be, I really want you to master what you call the God equation in accounting, which is basically assets is equal to liability plus equity. And then of course, yung expanded format niya. So breaking down equity in terms of your owner's capital, owner's drawings, revenues, and expenses. And then finally, which is basically what we did in terms of like the supplemental recording, would be able for you to understand the different financial statements and just to know how to write it or how to format it. Kasi once you were able to do that, di na kayo mawawala in terms of the whole semester. So with that said, let's take the time to really break down the accounting principles. So we're gonna be taking it step by step. So how do I solve it? So if you have other ways of solving it and it works for you, then just make sure na, parang nagigets nyo rin where the solution's coming from. But again, I think naman in terms of accounting or in terms of any particular challenges or long tests that you have in college, parang particularly for very math-heavy subjects or solving-heavy subjects, parang don't panic. I think there's always gonna be a framework to every problem. Not sure ano yung mga challenging majors nyo, but I think for accounting, my tip is parang malulula kayo with the information provided. So work backward. So kare, short prob, right? So parang daming information. The very first thing you have to do is ask for what's required, right? And work backward. So basically, kare, if there's a chunk of text, just look at ko ano yung last sentence and ano yung hinihingi. And then from there, think about what's the framework to be able to solve that. So today, we're just gonna be honing or mastering each of the framework that I want you to master in terms of solving for conceptual framework. So these are the items in terms of your problem set one, right? So I broke it down into two. So there's different question types, but I think more importantly, these are just the frameworks naman that you have to understand in preparation for your first quiz, which is basically, what's your accounting equation, both the basic and the expanded? How do financial statements work? Basically, ano ba yung proper format? And then, particularly, what would be the income statement, owner's equity, and of course, the financial position. And then, I think yung importante here is, I think to realize rin that accounting, aside from being math, is reading comprehension. Parang there are things na parang weird siya in terms of like the format. It's very unnatural for you to be able to understand. For those, it's really sanayan. Like, so my suggestion is, kung meron kayong hindi gets intuitively, mark that line item down, and then moving forward, if you see similar phrasing, ganun nyo lang iti-treat the same way, right? So with that said, let's start off a review first when it comes to our accounting equation. So again, the general idea is that everything that you own will be attributed to either two things: a third party that is lent to you, or something that you put up. So basically, our overall equation would be assets is equal to your liabilities and equity. So very straightforward lang naman siya. But the general expectation is that you have to know the interactions between your assets, your liabilities, and your equity. So in 1.1, just basically straightforward math, right? So again, just solve with me. I know na sagutan niya naman, and I think a lot of people did well here. But paulit-ulit lang. So first, pag nawala yung equity, what do we need to do, right? So what we need to do is step 1, assets of 76,000 minus 42,000 would be what? Anong equity nun? Wait. So 76,000 minus 42,000 is 34,000, right? Next, paano kung nawawala yung liabilities? Same lang, right? So for me, kung regardless of liabilities or equity yung nawawala, all you have to do is look at your assets. So your total assets is 124,000. Out of those, 89 is funded by your equity. So 124 minus 89, yung the rest is funded by liabilities. So that is 35,000. Next, pag nawawala yung asset, ano naman kailangan gawin? Again, assets is the sum of liabilities and equity. So all we have to do is 69,000 liability plus 67,000 equity is 136,000. Finally, yung last two is just basically a repetition. So again, pag nawawala yung liabilities, how do we solve for it? It's just basically look at the asset, 210,000. A part of it is funded the 123,000 equity. So yung the other part is funded by your liability. So basically, how to get liability would be 210,000 minus 123 is 87,000. And then finally, the last would be for pag nawawala yung equity, same with how we solve for liability. Equity is the residual interest. So 178 minus 166. Which is equal to 12,000. So the items in blue are the right answers for this particular solution. Any questions before we proceed? So basically straightforward. One of the things is that if you mastered this, then I think parang we're on a good start, right? So now we're gonna be introducing some the first iteration, right? So again, what we're saying is that sa equity, binabasag natin sa equity into two major classifications. Your owner's capital and your owner's drawings. So owner's capital is what you invest. Owner's drawings is what you withdraw from the business. Now, yung owner's capital, we then further break it down to investments, your revenues, and your expenses. So equity, from just assets is equal to liabilities plus equity, nagkakaroon na tayo ng expanded accounting equation wherein it's gonna be plus owner's capital plus revenue minus expense and minus owner's drawings. Pero every time, I want you to understand na these four items would be your equity portion. So itong equity na to, binabasag lang natin into owner's capital, revenue, expense, and owner's drawings. Other things to note, owner's capital and revenue, they add to your equity, right? Every time you invest, every time you earn, tumataas yung equity nyo as a business. Every time na may gastos kayo or an expense, and every time nag-withdraw kayo, bumababa. So again, plus si owner's capital, plus si revenue, minus si expense, and minus si owner's drawings. So with that said, the second problem set or the second question aims to test naman, okay, gets na natin yung assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. How do we now understand the interactions between the four different components? So again, like what I've mentioned, lilituhin nila kayo with a lot of information, right? Like, there are a lot of information provided. But the thing is, again, kung kwari, this is the short prob in the quiz or the exam, the first step is just look at total equity. Like, always go straight to what's being required. So kung total equity, rather than get absorbed or drown in the information, alam nyo naman that equity is just an interaction between your owner's capital, your owner's drawings, your revenue, and expense. So the first step is solve for your equity. Pag na-solve nyo yung equity, then it will become your simple accounting equation na lang. So then you can then solve for total liabilities. Right? So these are the two things na missing. So again, arrange it first. So step 1, arrange your information in such a way that will be able to derive the equity. So for me, the format that works for me, kasi I'm visual, is something like this. So I group this 4 together, and then I try to solve for equity. And then I will then look at it na assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. So again, so now, what is Ken's total equity? So step 1 would be, to get total equity, we just add the owner's capital of 54,000 and then subtract owner's drawings of 34, add the revenue of 73 and subtract 41, which will give us an equity of 52,000. So your mindset here is that owner's capital and owner's drawings, magka-partner sila. Revenues and expenses, magka-partner sila. Pero they go in opposite directions. So now, 92,000 of assets, 52,000 on equity. So basically, yung liabilities is just what? 40,000, right? Next, ang nawala naman is yung asset. Pero same pa rin yung framework na we're gonna be doing. Step 1 is figure out what your equity is, right? So step 1 is figure out what your equity is. So equity is 206,000 owner's capital minus the owner's drawing of 185 plus 98,000 minus 49,000 will give you your equity of 70,000, right? And then 70,000 equity plus the liabilities of 128,000 will give you your assets of 198,000. And then lastly, the last problem is just there to challenge your understanding na assets is the piece of the pie, right? So is the complete picture. So assets, parang you should think of it as assets is just one big circle. And then liabilities and equity is just basically a piece of what's funding this circle. So the idea here is that yung liabilities raw are equal to 2/3. Wala naman 2/3. I guess ganyan. 2/3 raw is funded by liability. So the question lang naman na tinatanong is, what's the owner's equity? So if 2/3 yung liability, ano yung piece na to? This is 1/3. So 1/3 of your assets would be equity. So 1/3 of 900,000 would be 900,000 times 1/3 would be 300,000. So inversely, magkano yung liabilities natin? 600,000, right? So ito na yung answer. So you can stop here. Pero just to complete the idea, kung 300,000 yung equity, then your liabilities would be 600,000. So basically, ganyan lang yung format on how I solve it. So I group together the equity just to get this particular and then just be able to solve for it. Yun. So I break it down into 2 steps para lang just manageable siya. Are there any other questions before we proceed to financial statements? Or everything clear naman so far? Okay, so I think everything's clear. We can proceed to preparing financial statements. So basically, for financial statements, don't worry, for those na hindi nakapanood ng supplemental, papasadahan ulit natin siya, right? So, what is the purpose of accounting? Accounting's major purpose is for you to be able to provide information to your decision makers, right? So, paano natin i-summarize all of the data? Through what we call our financial statements, right? So, the thing to understand is that your 5 financial statements are all interconnected. Basically, the major idea or the major story that they're telling you is that it shows you the story of 2 things. your company's financial position and your company's financial performance. So, basically, the two major ones na I think in terms of like, diba may 5? The two major ones are what you call your income statement, which basically tracks your revenues and your expenses to show you your net income or your net loss. This talks about your financial performance. So you'll see statement of financial performance or something to that effect. Ang hinihingi niya is your income statement. If I'm asking for statement of financial position, it's talking about your balance sheets. So it's talking about your assets, liabilities, and entity. So in terms of format, for statements like income statement, yung sa third header, it should be for the period ending. Versus sa balance sheet, it should be as of because it's just a snapshot of the company's financial state. So basically, the idea here is that ang balance sheet nyo is a snapshot of a company's... Sorry, nawala. So basically, your balance sheet is basically a snapshot of your financial position. So basically, from period A, so if it's a growing tree, parang from point A, medyo maliit pa yung business nyo. So malalaman nyo na, okay, medyo pa-start pa lang siya because your assets are just 100, your liabilities is 50, and your equity is 50. Now, after 1 year to point B, so end of year 2, yung assets nyo lumaki by 1,000, liabilities is 50, and your equity is 950. So, yung balance sheet, it's an as of period 1 end. So, it's 2 points in time, right? 2 points in time. It's a position. So, this is position 1, and then position 2 in terms of like where it's at. Paano nag-reach si point A to point B? During the period, for the duration of period 2, there was an income that happened. So may revenues ka of 2,000, may expenses ka of 1,100. So yung may additional net income ka of 900. So ang question is, paano tayo nakarating from point A to point B? So una, from assets, 100 siya in year 1, naging siyang 1,000. The assets were increased because of the equity portion na tumaas ng 900. And yung 900 ng equity na yon is fueled by the net income. So again, parang rather than get overwhelmed, the idea lang is the balance sheet is a point in time while your income statement is covering the entire period. So the question is, how do we go about solving this? So honestly, if I had to condense the major learning point for our first session, it would be this. We're learning everything na all about our advanced transaction analysis. That from the normal things that are happening from day to day, you can understand the basic transaction analysis, but technically you can skip this and then have the more comprehensive one na alam nyo what are the effects in terms of your assets, liabilities, and equity. And then once na-complete nyo na yung advanced transaction analysis, you'll be able to generate your 3 reports in this particular order. So the first report that you'll make is your income statement. So ang kukunin nyo lang is your revenues and your expenses so that ang output that you're gonna be getting is your net income and your net loss. So ang generate na report ng income statement is your net income and your net loss. Yung net income and net loss, papasok siya to your changes in equity. So your changes in equity is basically how to track paano ba nag-iba yung owner's capital from period A, from the beginning of the period to the end of the period. The idea is you'll be able to get the total equity at the end of the period because sa balance sheet, what you're gonna be getting from the retained earnings would be the total equity and then isasum nyo lang yung assets, liabilities, and yung equity. So this is how all of your financial statements are interconnected. Now, there are 2 others, which is basically cash flows and also in terms of notes, where again, those are some things that we'll be discussing in later sessions. So, basically, from our first case study, from last time, pasadahan lang natin how everything went, diba? So, first thing that we did was basic transaction analysis. Ano lang yung na-affect? Like, assets ba, liabilities, or equity? The second step, which I think you can go straight to it now, would be, what are the impacts in terms of, like, monetary unit, and ano ba yung mga assets that are affected? So basically, ito yung short form, the directions lang, pero this is the more comprehensive one. So now that you've completed your advanced transaction analysis, the next step is for you to write your financial statements, right? So basically, ito yung screenshot of your advanced transaction analysis. Papasadahan lang natin how to create your financial statements. So again, for all financial statements, there are 3 headers, right? The first row would be the name of the company. The second row would be the name of the financial statement, so income statement. And then the third row would be what it covers. Income statement is for the financial performance during a period. So this, therefore, it's for the period ending. And honestly, ang income statement is just the formal way of just solving for your net income or net loss. Right? So basically, your income statement could be simplified to this equation, right? So kung kware, in terms of like, kware, kulang na kayo sa time. And basically, ang hinihingi lang naman is like net income or net loss. It's just basically straightforward. Revenue minus expenses is equal to your net income or net loss. So revenues minus expenses is equal to net income or net loss. So these are the major parts of your income statement. So that's the format, right? Now, what are we gonna do? Diba? So first is, we list down step 1, you list down your total revenues. During our problem, may dalawang revenues. But technically, the 2 items there are under the same sort of revenue, which was service revenue, right? So inadd lang natin tong dalawa, yung the one in green or yellow. Yeah. So naging 10,400. So your total revenues is 10,400. Your expenses, we ideally group by order of magnitude. We list down by order of magnitude. Yung pinakamalaking expense first, all the way to the pinakamaliit. So ano yung pinakamalaki here? It's your salaries expense at 2,500, your rent expense at 900, your utilities expense at 275, and then your advertising expense at 225. So you'll have 3,800. So basically, it's 10,400 minus 3,800 will be 6,600. So again, when you're presented with the information, all you have to do is add your revenues. So right now, your revenues are, sorry. So para ma-visualize nyo, so first step is you make your income statement, right? So this is your income statement. How I do it lang is, I think, kailangan ko lang yung revenue, kailangan ko lang yung expenses, and then kailangan ko lang kung net income pa siya or net loss, right? So in this example, the revenues are 10,400. Your expenses are 3,800. So your net income would be 6,600, right? So ito lang yung kukunin nyo, right? So now that we know our net income or net loss, we can now create our retained earnings or our second financial statement, right? So now that we have our 6,600, we can now move on to the second. So again, same format lang, because changes in owner's equity would be talking about the changes in the period. Ano lang yung important parts? For me, the simplest look of an RE statement is beginning capital, right? Ano ba yung mga additions nyo to your capital? So this is owner's capital and net income. Ano ba yung mga deductions nyo? So that is basically owner's drawings. So plus, minus expenses. And then, finally, you'll have your ending capital. Right? So in this scenario, dahil nagkakasimula pa lang niya, our beginning capital is 0. Right? Nag-start ka pa lang ng business. What's your capital? 0 at the start of the period. What happened during the period? Nag-invest ka of how much? To 7,000 na investment. So tumaas yung owner's equity nyo by 7,000. Right? Now, the next question is, babalik kayo sa income statement. Net income ba siya or net loss? It is net income. So, magiging addition siya to your equity. So, aside from the 7,000 na capital, tumubo ka ng 6,600. And then, finally, may deductions ka of how much? You'll have owner's drawings of 1,000. And then, meron ka bang, sorry, this should be net loss pala. And then, may net loss ka ba? Of course not, right? Kasi, net income ka eh. So, therefore, your net loss is 0. So, from here, all you have to do is add 0 plus 7,000 plus 6,600 minus the owner's drawings of 1,000 will be your ending capital of 12,600. So this is your equity portion, right? Equity. Meron ka ng equity. So ito yung interaction niya, your net income. So, any questions before may gagalawin tayo with the base scenario? So ganito pag net income. Let's say, your revenues was 3,000. Your expenses was 5,000. What would be our net income or net loss? Net loss of 2,000. If we retain the initial idea, so may 7,000 kang investment, nag-withdraw ka ng 1,000, pero ano yung difference in this scenario? Saan nyo ilalagay yung 2,000? Sa net loss. So now, magkakaroon ka ng 2,000 na net loss. So 7,000 minus 1,000 minus 2,000, you'll have an equity of what? 4,000. So nakikita nyo na may interaction si income statement and si owner's equity. Right? So either pag net income, it's an addition. Pag net loss, it's a deduction. So basically, those are the things to keep in mind, right? So we go back to the base scenario. So the base scenario is 6,600 siya, right? 666. And then you'll have 12,600 na ending capital. And then finally, you'll have your financial position na honestly, it's just assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. You broke it down into two major segments, your assets and your liabilities plus owner's capital. So what are the things to note? Assets, you order by liquidity. So what is liquidity? How close they are to cash. So the closest to cash is obviously cash. And then accounts receivable, and then supplies, and then equipment. So you'll have total assets of 22,000. So ito, balance sheet is just basically assets, liabilities, equity. Yung 12,600, ilalagay nyo na dyan, 12,600. So ito lang yung one line item lang tayo for your equity, right? And then your assets is 22,000. So your liabilities total should be 6,400. Sorry, 9,400 pala. And basically, you're able to create your 3 balance sheets. So, kapag na-overwhelm kayo, basically, ito lang yung simple equations na pinapalabas nyo sa financial statements nyo. So, income statement is just revenue expense is equal to net income or net loss. Yung RE is just your beginning capital to ending capital. What are the additions? What are the deductions? And then, sa balance sheet, it's assets, liabilities, and equity. Pero in terms of their total format. So, ito lang, basically, yung whole discussion natin for lecture 1. So, are there any questions before we try to apply it in terms of your sessions? So, if there are none, we can proceed. So, yes.
Sa balance sheet po ba, dun sa liabilities, how do you arrange it? Mauuna pa lang yung accounts payable, tapos miscellaneous.
Correct. So, right now, I don't want to confuse you pa, pero basically, assets are subdivided into current assets and non-current assets. So basically, ano ba yung assets within the operating period? Similar with liabilities na current liabilities first before non-current liabilities, right? So in the format, current liabilities go first. So accounts payable mauuna because it's a current liability, meaning within a year, you're expecting na mapapay mo siya versus a notes payable na usually it lasts more than 2 to 3 years. So, it's a non-current liability. So, yes, in terms of the format, accounts payable, notes payable. Yeah. And then, for the particular quiz, do I expect you to know current and non-current? The answer is no. Parang, I'll be a bit more lenient in terms of like how you'll classify it. I think yung importante lang would be in terms of how you understand the structure here, right? So, in a sense, parang the Unfair Games Inc. is just to test paano nyo ba parang na-absorb yung formats for each, right? So first is, hinahanapan tayo ng income statement. So now, ang daming binigay sa inyo. Pero you always go back na, ano ba yung format natin? Income statement is just revenues, expenses, and net income and net loss. So first is, hahanapin ko muna, ano ba yung mga mukhang revenue items here, right? So out of the given, parang isa lang naman yung nakikita kong revenue, and that is what? Service revenue of 94,200. So, step 1, get your total revenues, 94,200. Next is, I will now total all of the expenses I see, pero in order of magnitude. So, ano yung pinakamalaking expense item na nakikita nyo here? So you'll have your salaries and wages expense of 29,400. And then next is rent expense of 18,300. And then next is your utilities expense of 7,380. And then finally, your advertising expense of 5,120. When you add all those 4 items, your total expenses would be 60,200. Yung 60,200, isusubtract nyo to your revenues. So, total revenues of 94,200 minus total expenses of 60,200, it will give you net income or net loss? Net income of 34,000. So, basically, ganun lang. So, merong owner's capital na binigay in owner's drawings. Pero at this point, wala pa tayong pake. Because income statement lang hinahanap. So, revenues, expenses, net income, net loss. Right? Next. Now, we solve for changes in owner's equity. So, ito yung format niya. So, beginning capital sa taas, ending capital sa dulo. In the middle are your additions and your deductions. So, ano yung beginning capital ni Unfair Games? 400,000. So, paano nyo nalamang beginning capital siya? Because it says January 1. At that point in time, December 31 na. So, the beginning capital is 400,000. Now, what are the additions? Nagkaroon ba siya ng investments? Parang wala. Walang binigay na owner's capital, right? So, the only thing would be, we go back to our income statement. Coming in from our income statement, we remember na, may net income pala of 34,000. So, our total additions is the 34,000 net income. And then, our deductions would be your drawings. which is 14,000. So now, your ending capital would be 400,000 plus 34,000 minus 14,000 is equal to 420,000. So, basically, ganito rin yung itsura ng income statements, right? Any questions before we go to the final problem?
Ay sa owner's equity, yung add and debt, yung sa add, OC lang, tapos NI, tapos yung sa debt, OD and then.
Yes, correct. Yung dalawang yan.
Sir, do you have to put parentheses pag or
Not necessarily. Parang I think you don't need to. Pero for me kasi, na-confuse ako whether to add or not. So, I just prefer na meron.
so it's okay.
To have, yeah. Oo, okay lang rin naman. Yeah. Yeah, generally, oo. Parang, I think, so, ito talaga dapat yung itsura niya in terms of like how it looks. In terms of like owner's drawings, yeah. Mm-mm.
Also, sir, for the year ending, kasi
Yeah.
the last one, it was month. Is it okay?
Yeah. So, basically, it depends on what period you're tracking. So, in some examples, it's, ano yung change niya from 1 month to another month. So, that's for the month ending. So, 1 month lang. Pero ito, since it's January 1 to December 31, it's for the year ending. So, it's covering 12 months. Parang that's the insinuation. Pero the idea is that your income statement and your changes in equity talk about your performance, right? So, it's spanning across a period, right? So now, we have a problem. So actually, I know medyo mahirap siya, pero I think, if you're able to get it, basically yun naman na talaga lahat ng everything that you need to understand. So, we'll go through it together, one by one. So, comprehensive problem 1 is all about, let's go through these steps one last time. And then, pag gets nyo na how everything's interacting, then you're good to go in terms of all of the initial insights that you'll need for the conceptual framework. So, step 1 is, basically, mag-list down lang kayo ng assets, liabilities, and equity. So, I understand na at the start, hindi nyo naman malalaman kung may receivables ba, supplies. So, for me, generally, you'll start creating your assets, your liabilities, and your equity. Now, para lang just to streamline everything, I expect you to understand how the transactions affect each other. Pero hindi ko naman kayo papagawan ng ganito, like ng format na to, like in the quiz. So not something to worry about. For me, ang importante is you understand how each transaction works and then how to derive your income statement, your equity statement, and your balance sheet from this table. So again, hindi ko kayo i-require to do this. It's more of, kailangan gets nyo lang how it works, right? So, let's go through all the 12 items, right? So, Bullish invested 435,000 cash to start the agency. So, what are the two accounts affected? So, for me, how I read this is 435,000 cash. So, obviously, tumaas si cash. Next is, ano yung other component na affected? Well, nag-invest siya. So, the word invest is may cue na, it's probably owner's capital, right? So, dalawa lang yung affected. So, 435, 435. So, take it line by line. Number 2, nag-procure ka lang ng dalawang office laptops and paid 600,000 cash for each. So, knee-jerk reaction ko is, okay, 60,000 cash and then laptop is equipment of 60,000. Pero, again, reading comprehension siya. So, the idea is to trip you up in the first try. So, it's dalawang laptops and then 60,000 each, right? So, meaning, it's 60,000 times 2, right? So, tumaas yung cash by how many? Bumaba siya by 120 kasi bumili ka. And then, tumaas yung equipment mo of 120,000, right? Of laptop, right? Next is, nag-rent out ka raw ng office space at Tomas Morato. And you paid 800,000 cash for the month. So meaning, for the month, nabayaran mo na, at the end of the month, it's gonna be an expense on your part, right? So it's gonna be rent expense. And then, nabayaran mo na ng 80,000. So bababa rin si cash of 80,000. Right? Any questions Clear pa naman so far?
Sir, how come yung equipment is not under expense? Like, we don't minus that?
Yeah. So equipment is an asset because you're able to derive future economic benefits from it. So the idea is, for example, yung laptop, you'd think na, oh, it's just an expense kasi gumastos ka ng 120,000 for the two. Pero the idea is that through my laptop, I'll be able to secure clients. And through securing clients, I'll be able to generate benefit. So, meaning, equipments like building, mayroon siyang future economic that helps your operations. And because you use it in your operations, it's an asset more than an expense. And then eventually, there's a way to track how much yung i-expense mo from equipments. Pero that's something called depreciation, which we'll talk about in the latter segment. So at the start, anything that's equipment related will be an asset, and then there's gonna be a way for us to attribute paano siya na-expense throughout its life. Pero think of it as, pagkakabili mo lang ng laptop mo, sobrang dami mong pwedeng gawin for it, right? So there's an asset to it. And then through time, magiging expense siya portion by portion. So hindi siya bigla ang isang malaking expense. Unlike electricity, na-consume mo na yung benefit eh. Like, yung office space. Kuwari, at the start of the month, it's prepaid rent. Pero at the end of the month, naubos mo na yung rent mo eh, wala ka ng benefit from that. So that's an expense on your end, right? So that's a rent expense versus the laptop na marami ka pang benefits na makukuha. Yeah.
Bakit po hindi naging expense yung 120?
Na laptop. Yeah. So again, going back to the equipment, anything that will improve your operations in terms of like mga equipment, property, and plant expenses, they're considered an asset kasi marami kang benefits na madederive for it. So the reason why laptop in the particular example is treated as an equipment is because if you go back, ang nature nung company is it's a marketing agency, right? So ano ba yung usually ginagamit na marketing agencies? Usually they just use their laptops to make presentations, so marami kang benefits. So it's treated as an asset, as an equipment, right? So for me, right now at the very infant stage of our discussions, every time you see so parang nakikita nyo laptop, parang equipment siya, just the knee-jerk reaction should be asset muna siya, right? And then we'll discuss the complications further down the line. So again, for expenses, this is your typical expenses, right? So meaning your utilities, your rent, your insurance, yun yung mga usual salaries. Those are your expense accounts. For equipment, that would be your building, your office, yung mga hard like a monitor, an OHP, a speaker, mas equipment siya because you're technically buying it to generate revenue for your company. Yeah.
So you said prepaid expenses and assets. So is it can this be considered as an asset?
Okay, gets. So I'm getting so good question. So this is the tricky part of the reading into it. So, okay, practical muna. So practical, how will it impact your quizzes in the first Number one, I won't give you an item that will be prepaid rent or prepaid insurance or anything prepaid asset related kasi that's an advanced topic, right? So generally, kung may nakita kayong rent, any of the quiz items, treat it as expense, automatic, right? So yun yung functional discussion of it. Pero yung conceptual discussion about it is, in the next 2 sessions, we're gonna be talking about the idea of prepaid assets, right? So let's think, nag-rent ka, right? Nag-rent ka. You'll have month 0, meaning, let's say, September 1, right? September 1. And then, at the end is September 30, I'm guessing. And then, October 31, let's say, right? But to simplify, let's just say 1 month rent, right? nagbayad ako ng rent, you ask yourself, are we in September 1 or are we at the end of the period? For this particular analysis, tapos na yung first month of the company. So in month 1, at the start of the period, nagbayad ka ng 80,000. So in the day 1 of your rent, the question is, meron ka ba bang benefit na madederive from it? The answer is, yes. Meron akong 30 days to be able to use the space. So at this point, you can argue that this is prepaid rent of 80,000. It's still an asset if you recorded it here, right? Pero at the end of the period, itong 80,000 na to, the next question would be, meron ka bang benefit na makukuha at the end of the period for the 1 month rent? Or na-consume mo na siya? Na-consume mo na, diba? Parang naubos na yung 30 days for you to rent. So you have to pay another month. So dahil naubos na siya, this is gonna be now a rent expense, right? So kaya in your quiz, the POV would always be tapos na yung month, tapos nagbabayad na lang sila ng expenses para lang simple siya. So the next question would probably be, paano naging from asset naging expenser? Parang paano yun naging transform? So that's something that we'll discuss when we talk about accruals and deferrals, which is, I think, one of the more challenging ones. Pero I think that's mga 2 sessions ahead. Pero that's the idea. So for here, the idea here is that naka-rent out ka na, it's at the end of the month, so binayaran mo lang yung utang mo or yung expense mo for that of 80,000. Right? So I hope I was able to answer your question. Yeah. Very good question. So I think yun yung usually other clarifications. Next, nag-borrow ka ng 450,000 from the bank. So pag nag-borrow ka ng money, tataas yung cash. And then, local bank, so umutang ka from a note or notes payable. Incurred 78,000 of advertising costs. So again, for Facebook ads on account. So this is an expense of 78,000. Pero nabayaran mo na, hindi pa. May utang ka on account. So accounts payable. Next, nag-perform ka raw ng services worth 650,000. So in the 650, 250 is received from customers and then 400 is billed to customers on account. So una, mag-start muna tayo sa revenue. So meron kang 650,000 in terms of revenue. So you have revenue. Kumita ka raw. Magkano yung total na kinita mo? 650,000, right? Yung out of the 650, dalawa yung kinds of customers. Yung customers na kaya kagad magbayad in cash. So out of that, magiging 250,000. And then the remaining, on account. So ano yung other affected? Accounts receivable. Right? So basically, it still balances out 650, 650. Parang 650 on this side, 650 on this side. Pero binasag nyo lang na 250 is in cash and then 400 is in terms of accounts receivable. And then, withdrew 21,000 cash for personal use. So, owner's drawings yon for personal use. Right? And then, nawalan ka ng cash. So, owner's drawings. Spent 5,500 cash for office supplies. So, same with equipment. Supplies are assets. So, supplies are assets. So, yun muna yung assumptions natin now. And then, paid Facebook 38,000 of the amount due in the transaction. So, di ba, may 78,000 silang utang. So, yung 78,000, babayaran nila na 38,000. So, bababa si accounts payable slightly from 78 minus 38. And then finally, owner purchased a home standing desk using cash in transaction 7. Anong effect na to? No effect kasi economic entity. This is a personal expense, right? And then last two would be they paid their 7 employees for a total of 405,000. So ito, total, hindi each. So 405,000 cash, salaries expense of 405,000. And then finally, receive 40,000 in cash from customers who have previously been billed. So yung accounts receivable na 400,000, meron silang nakuha na 40,000. So the next step is, pag tama na yung pag-analyze nyo, you just solve for totals. So cash, receivables, supplies, equipment, is equal to 991,000. So that should be your assets. Your liabilities are 40,000 and 450,000. 490,000. And then your equity would be 501,000. Any questions before?
If sinabi kong nag-loan siya ng bank na hindi naman sinabi na on loan, parang notes, hindi minention yung notes payable, automatic po ba yun?
Automatic. Good question. Yeah. Oh. So pag may nakita kayong borrowed from the bank, the knee-jerk reaction would be notes payable. May utang siya palagi. Na note. Kasi the bank would always issue a note. Yeah.
Sir, question, yung about po sa advertising.
Ang advertising. So, ang advertising kasi, I think, in terms of like the treatment, right, you'd think na, oh, meron namang benefit. Pero kasi the benefit is hard to gauge kung ano yung extent. So, the rule is, pag advertising, pag nabayaran mo na for that particular period, ine-expense out mo na. And then, whatever the additional benefits, bahala na. Like, that would affect other accounts. But, generally, kung advertising siya, we straight out do it as an expense. Hindi siya parang equipment na parang we'll find a way to allocate it. We'll just expense it outright. Yeah. So, those are the nuances. Like, alam ko, medyo weird, parang hindi siya, doesn't make sense for you. But, yun yung mga, so to summarize our learnings. Number 1, supplies, equipment, they're all assets. So, assets yun. Number 2, every time you see rent, every time you see advertising expense, salaries expense, wala muna tayong mga prepaid or accruals. All of those are expense accounts that will affect your cash or your accounts payable. Number 4, pag may nakita kayong borrowed from bank, notes payable yun. So, basically, ganun lang naman in accounting. Parang if there's something weird, take note of it. And then next time you encounter it, just apply the learnings that we were able to discuss. Any other questions before I proceed? Yeah, so agree. So we'll have a discussion on that. Parang supplies and rent sort of act the same way, right? Na parang at the start, it's an asset. So for the initial assumptions natin, supplies are assets muna. And then problemahan na lang natin siya next time on how we'll be able to allocate it as an expense.
Would the discussion cover yung mga stocks, company stocks?
No. So stocks are super last natin i-discuss, module 2.5. Yeah. So wala, no need to worry about that. So and then I'm not gonna surprise you with new definitions. Parang kung ano lang yung nandito, yun lang rin yung lalabas on how it's gonna be treated. So no, pag wala dito, you can tell me and then parang we can just strike it out in terms of like the ano. So generally, parang all of these are the baseline or the basics in terms of like understanding it. So at the end of the day, ang importante lang is you understand. So again, in the quiz, hindi ko na kaya papasolve nito kasi I think it will be complicated. It's more of, meron na tayong ganito. How do we derive our financial statements, right? So, question. Quick lang. How do you get your net income without using your income statement? If I ask you, what is your net income? How would you solve it using this table? So basically, I'll just do rev 650, expense 563, and then sorry, can someone calculate? 87,000. So, pare, ang tinanong ko sa quiz is, what's the net income? Ito lang yun, right? So, net income. So, pag binagawa kayo ng income statement, ito yung mga expectations nyo. Total revenues is 650,000. total expenses should be 563,000, and their net income should be 87,000. Next, using this table without having to complicate everything, how do you get your ending equity? How do you get your ending equity? And then, so what's your ending equity? 501. Right? As in literally, you don't have to solve. So 501, yung ending equity. Right? Pero, paano tayo naka-reach sa ending capital ng 501? 501. How did we arrive here? Well, let's start with the beginning capital. Right? Ano yung beginning capital? Kaka-start lang ng 0. What are your additions? So, ito, wag nyo na titingnan to. Kasi nagawa na natin to sa net income, right? So, wag nyo titingnan to. Ang titingnan nyo is, ito. These are your additions. So, merong owner's capital of 435. Right? Ano yung owner's drawing? Ay, sorry. Ano pa yung other additions that we need to do? Net income of 87. And then, owner's drawings is 21. So, 435 plus 87 minus 21 should be 501,000. Gets? So, basically, ito lang yun. So, pag hindi ko naman kayo pinagawa ng ganito, then, basically, this is how you solve for it. Now, honestly, ano yung very reminiscent of this one? Diba net income is just plus revenue. So this is net income. Pero technically, if you computed also plus revenue minus expense, so tiningnan nyo lang yung ito, 650 plus 563, you'll still arrive with the same answer. Beginning capital plus owner's capital minus plus revenue minus expenses minus OD will be your ending capital. Pero, in the format, pinagsama lang natin si FX, revenue, and si expense. Right? And then, basically, yung balance sheet nyo is what? 991. Liabilities is 490. And then, 501. So ito, dinala lang natin dito. So basically, ito na yung rough financial statements. So these are your check figures. Right? And then, other things. When I ask you, what is the cash at the end of the period? Ano yung titignan nyo? Yung sa subtotal lang. Right? So 505,000. So what is the total notes payable? Accounts payable. 40,000 lang siya. So dito nyo lang titingnan. Right? So yung mga subtotals lang. Right? So that's how you make use of the period. Right? So basically, it follows the same format. So first is total revenues. So service revenue of 650,000. And then you'll have your expenses. And how do we order expenses? By order of magnitude. So ang pinakauna is the 405,000 salaries, wages, expense, 80,000 of advertising expense, and then 78,000 of rent expense. So you'll get 563,000. And then your net income or next loss is 87,000, which is basically what we were able to solve within 1 minute, right? Next, your statement of changes in owner's equity. Our beginning capital is 0. Our additions are yung investments of 435,000. You'll have your net income of 87,000. And then you'll have your 21,000 na deduction, which will give you 501,000. And then yung assets, so may 501,000 tayo here. That's how you'll be able to check. And then assets is just basically, titingnan nyo lang yung mga subtotals. So cash, accounts receivable, supplies, equipment, 901,000. And then you'll have your accounts payable and notes payable. So you'll have total liabilities of 490,000. And then your owner's capital of 501. So that nagbalance siya at 991. So basically, yun lang yung kailangan natin gawin. So these are how it looks like also. So these are just what I did in Excel. Right? So any questions or clear naman so far? Right? Any questions? So wag niyo lang papakawalan so ito yung pinaka-simplest idea niya. Pag nawawala kayo, just take note of all of these line items and then it will guide you. Ang pinaka napapansin ko is that a lot of people get confused pa rin with retained earnings. So make sure na parang it makes sense in your head before anything gets complicated. So actually it's 9:35 and we're done naman na when it comes to all of that. And then theory na lang, well, I think this should be easy lang. So bookkeeping is not the same as accounting. It just talks about the recording part. These are things that you just need to memorize. So paid, may mga pre-expenses. Accrued expenses, pag may mga payable, all of those are your liabilities. And then your equity is just your residual interest. And then please know lang the difference between managerial and financial accounting. So these are the slides that you should be looking at. And then basically yung assumptions, right? So in the last part, so last part, para lang we're gonna, kasi just so that we can make use of the time. So we're good na for like the first, so last 10 minutes, super quick lang na baseline or foundation for our next lecture kasi connected naman siya in terms of what we're discussing. So, kindly note lang para hindi na tayo mawala na currently we're at the 3 major phases of accounting. So, identify, record, and communicate. So, yung quiz 1 nyo will talk about our transaction analysis roadmap na from analyzing the transactions using this advanced transaction analysis, will create your 3 income statements. So this is basically what we're doing for the last 2 sessions. In the next session, so we'll level up a bit. So it looks complicated, but honestly, this is way better than the advanced transaction analysis. We'll learn journal entries. So mag-journal entry tayo. So, di ba, sobrang hassle to gumawa ng table. So ang gagawin natin now, gagawa tayo ng journal entries, tapos gagawa tayo ng T accounts just to summarize everything. And then we'll have something called the trial balance. And then ito yung same. So yung advanced transaction analysis, we break down into these 3 major steps. Right? So yun yung level 2. So that's gonna be for mga 2 to 3 sessions. Right? 2 sessions. Yung level 3 is magkakaroon tayo ng adjusting entries. So ito lang, right? And then finally, yung full accounting cycle. So this is gonna be in the span naman of mga 4 weeks, right? So or 3 weeks. So basically, this is what we're gonna be leading up to. So i-analyze natin yung transaction, i-journalize natin, ipopost natin sa ledger accounts, and then ipe-prepare natin yung unadjusted trial balance, and then mag-adjust tayo, and then i-adjust natin yung trial balance, and then we're gonna prepare the financial statements, and then magko-close tayo, and then we're gonna have the post-closing trial balance. So, yun yung gagawin natin within the next 3 to 4 weeks, right? So, ano yung major point ko? Medyo mabilis to, so parang make sure na gets natin yung level 1. And then next session, level 2 tayo. And then level 3, and then level 4. So now, parang I want us, in the remaining last 10 minutes, I want us to learn one of the pinaka-weirdest part of accounting, which is debits and credits. Na hindi siya intuitive, more of like, I mean, medyo intuitive siya, but I just want you to start thinking about it now. No need to review for your quiz on Thursday, but let's get ahead. So let's talk about the recording process. And I just want to start with the idea of debits and credits. So one of the things that I want you to know would be what is, di ba, accounting. The root word is accounts, right? What is an account? An account is basically your building block, or basically it's an accounting record of the assets, your liabilities, and equity, and then kung nag-i-increase or nagdi-decrease ba siya. So simply put, ano yung mga accounts natin? Your accounts are your line items under assets, liabilities, and equity. So cash is an account, receivables is an account, supplies is an account, owner's capital is an account. So the idea here is that for every entity, may different accounts sila, right? Comprised of your assets, your liabilities, and your equity. As an accountant, all we're doing is tracking paano ba nag-change yung cash from period to period? Paano ba nag-change yung owner's capital from period to period? What are the things that increases this particular account? What are the transactions that decreases these types of accounts, right? So when I say account, I mean these blocks. These are your building blocks to your accounting equation. And then, for every company, we have this thing called chart of accounts. Meaning, at the very start of their financial statements, meron silang ipoprovide na chart of accounts. So they will describe the name, and then they'll describe kung assets ba siya, liability, equity, revenue, expense, or other miscellaneous. So ito yung mga names na gagamitin nila for account. So for example, dahil Filipino company tayo, let's say a Philippine company says na, instead of saying utilities expense, we treat it as Meralco expense, right? So that means their electricity expense. So even though for other companies, they'll call it utilities expense, for this particular company, if their chart of account says na we name it as Meralco expense, the proper way to account for it is Meralco expense. You don't put utilities expense. So basically, this is just a guide of how they name their account items or your line items, right? So kung ano yung nakalagay sa chart of accounts, yun yung pangalan ng expense. So for example, they have like Maynilad expense instead of utilities expense. You just follow depending on the company. So that's just basically theory. So now, how do we record for changes in an account, right? We have this thing called T account, right? So ang T account is basically telling you ano ba yung beginning balance, ano ba yung changes in account, and ano ba yung ending balance, right? So what does the T account look like? So first thing na I want you to understand, a T account, as the name suggests, meron kang isang T account per account. So what's an account? Let's say cash. The T account will tell you three major things. What is the beginning status of that account? What is the ending of that account? And ano yung increases and decreases? So for example, we talk about cash. Let's say at the start of my business, I have 10,000 in cash, right? And then, before going into the technicalities of it, I want you to know na anything I put on this left side adds to cash. Anything that I put on the right side, magsusubtract tayo sa cash. So let's say, day 1, I earned 5,000 pesos. So where do I put it? Left or right? Left. So 5,000. Right. Day 10, nagbayad ako ng electricity, 2,000. So where do I put it? Left or right? Right. And then, lastly, nagbayad rin ako ng 1,000 of parang electricity. So where do I put it? Left or right? Right. And now, ano yung ending nito? What is the ending capital? What's the end balance of your cash? It's gonna be 10,000 plus 5,000 minus 2,000 minus 1,000 should be what? 12,000. So this is a T account. So the idea is it will show you your beginning capital, beginning account balance of your account, and your ending balance of the account, and then anything that happens in between. Now, this is where the thing, kaya gusto kong tapusin na now, is because mahirap siyang intindihin. When I say debit or credit in accounting, it doesn't mean anything except left and right. Debit means left, credit means right. Again, debit means left, credit means right. Right? So, diba, we go back to the God equation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus equity. Left, right. Debit, left, is equal to your credit, right. Right? Left side is equal to right side. Therefore, what we're saying is that debits, your lefts, should equal to your credits. That's right. Gets pa so far? Left is equal to right. Pero, let's add some complications. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity plus revenue minus expense minus owner's drawings. Your left, your assets, should be equal to your rights. Your liabilities, owner's capital, revenue minus expense minus owner's drawings. Pero, para mas madali, let's all remove the negatives on the right side. Ano yung mga negatives on the right side? Expense and owner's drawings. So, pag in-add mo sila other side, so basic math, ililipat lang natin sila to the left. Make sense? So now, it's assets plus expense plus owner's drawings equals liabilities, owner's capital, and revenue. So, we were able to split the 6 accounts into lefts and rights na walang negative, right? You'll have your assets, your expense, your owner's drawings, your liabilities, your owner's capital, and your revenue. So now, our debits should be equal to your credits. So now, ito yung delineation. You'll have your assets, your expenses, and your owner's drawings, and then your liabilities, owner's capital, and revenue. So bakit natin sila split down the middle? The ones on the left, ang normal account nila or normal balance is a debit kasi they're on the left. Make sense? Again, the normal balance of assets, expenses, owner's drawings, since they're on the left is debit. The ones on the right, ano yung normal balance? Credit. So, the general rule is, kapag yung normal balance is on the left and then nagkaroon ka ng debit, that increases it. So, debit, credit. So, a debit in asset will increase an asset. Debit expense and debit owner's drawings will increase. Credit on liabilities will increase and owner's capital will increase. Pag same side as the normal balance, it will increase. Kapag opposite side, so credit asset, magdi-decrease. So baliktad, parang mirror siya. Right? So ganun lang yun. And then eventually, because of this weird system, magbabalance lahat when you journal entry. So yun lang naman. Later, magpa-practice tayo. But I just wanted you to parang get over that particular hump. Pero yun, i-review nyo lang. Pero that's what we'll be taking a deep dive after the quiz on Thursday. So again, see you tomorrow. See you on Thursday. For the quiz, I will start siguro 10 minutes after the start. So 8:40 or 8:45 just to give you time. So and then yeah, para lang kaya naman 8:45. Yeah. Thank you so much everyone.